Your clock is a count wheel clock, which means it has notches with progressively bigger spaces between the notches. And when that finger lifts fully out, it starts to ring and it wants to get back into a notch, but here it's going to be held away from the notch and keep ringing until it falls into the next notch. $11 and it fell into the notch. Now the notch is wide enough so that the next time it lifts out, it marks the half hour. Now the problem with count wheel clocks is that they can become out of sync when the count wheel spring winds down but the clock keeps ticking. When you wind them back up, they're not aligned. This is moved on to 12 o'clock, but this is still stuck at 11. And the way to cure this is to reach under the face of the clock and push up on this little wire. And remember, between the hours is a half-hour ring of one ring. So when we get up to this big notch, this is ringing 12 times for noon. When this hand moves around, this is the minute hand. When it moves around, one bong for 12:30, and then when it gets up here, one bong for 1 o'clock. And then when it gets down here, one bong for 1:30. And then when it gets up to here, it runs into that 2 o'clock. So an easy way is to move the hour hand to make them align, but that always makes the hour hand get wallowed out and loose on the shaft. So you're supposed to reach down here and push up this and advance this to the right hour. It's time consuming, but that's the way it was designed back in 18 something. Since the 30s, this has been obsolete, and a different system called rack and snail is self-aligning, but this is not. So far, so good.